All right, and again, welcome back to day 5 of 12 Days of Excellence. I am Coach West, your host for this journey. And again, I'm just really excited. It's hard to say this isn't the most important one with every one of these days, because every one of these days do truly have a profound impact on achieving excellence. And so what we're talking about today is calculable. And, a lot of people think about that, when it comes to metrics, when it comes to, numbers and everything else, and a lot of people are overwhelmed by numbers. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of take off the numbers part of calculable a little bit and just really share with you the ideas of what needs to be understood about how we calculate 3 things specifically. All right. So in order to achieve excellence, we need to acknowledge 3 specific things. Number 1, we'd acknowledge where we are. Number 2, we need to acknowledge what we're trying to achieve. And number 3, we need to be able to acknowledge really what our path is and where we're in that journey. If we're not able to recognize those 3 things, we run risk of being stagnant and, again, even falling behind. See, because when it comes to be calculable, you could go too far with numbers, but I would say this, most of the time, people don't go far enough. They'll focus on metrics that really don't have the true impact or may not have the true representation of what they're trying to accomplish. So it's up to you to say, okay, where exactly are we? And how do I know that? How do you know you are where you are? There are indicators everywhere in your life that says, okay, this is where we are. Whether it's your personal indicators, business indicators, there are indicators that say this is where we are. Acknowledge them. Write them down. Then there's going to be something that indicates to us that we are where we want to be. There's going to be things that say, okay, in this journey, when I reach this level, I have achieved at least some level of excellence or some level of what I'm trying to accomplish. And you should be using similar indicators with it. Because the third part is we need to monitor our progress. And there's several reasons to monitor progress. I mean, one reason obviously is we want to know that we're moving ahead, all right? So, okay, are we gaining ground on this? Number 2, we may find out that with some assumptions in the beginning of those metrics, that as we progress, the things that we're trying to actually accomplish are bringing us further back. I'll give you a great example of this. It's one of my favorite ones. So, there was a computer, I can't name it because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, right? So there was a computer company several years ago that had a customer service challenge. What it was is they found out that they were hiring a lot of these customer service people to take care of the computer problems or tech support and everything else. And they're saying, okay, we have got to find a way to get more out of this, because what we're finding is we are hiring more people at a pace than we are bringing in income. And so we're disproportionate on the value to the company of actually having this support available. And so they put out this new rule. They said, all right, all of our calls need to end under 5 minutes. We should average under 5 minutes for a technical support issue. And so they implemented this new rule. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, they found that their call volume more than doubled. And they said, what in the world happened? We didn't get twice as many customers. Why are we in this position? And what they found out was because the new metric, the new focus was getting people off the phone quicker. They actually positioned their people to get in trouble if they stayed on the phone as long as it took to fix the problem. So then they end up changing the metric. They said, all right, this is what we're going to measure instead. Did we solve the problem? At the end of the call, did we solve the problem? And you may have noticed when you call your customer support, when you call for your cell phones, call for your computers, everything else, one of the last questions is what? Did I take care of your problem today? The reason is because they recognize that they solved the problem, no matter how long the call took. Not only did it reduce it by half, but even the people who weren't solving the problems before, when people started being measured on that, they got better at actually solving the problems and less people called in. So we have to recognize where we are in that journey, because sometimes the things that we're measuring really are in our best interest. The last thing, again, is this. We need to know when to celebrate. As we're in our journey and as we go to end, this ultimate excellence or this ultimate, this intention. Celebrations are what keep that belief alive. Remember we talked about this. You do purpose, you have belief, you have environment. It's what keeps that belief alive. It's what really ingrains that belief. And so make sure that whatever you put in front of yourself to achieve excellence, that you make it calculable to where you are, where you're going, and the progress that you're actually witnessing. Again, this is Coach West with Look Faith First. Really excited about talking to you tomorrow. Thank you again. God bless.